Okay, looks like we are running. Sorry, a little bit of a glitch in the system in the matrix. So this is guitar warm up. I'm gonna be doing a week or maybe even 2 weeks of funk strumming. These exercises I've done before in the past, but I'm really gonna kind of try to commit to the next 2 weeks, really nailing this down and bringing my strumming to a higher level. So if you guys want to join me in this stuff, it's going to improve your strumming. Actually been doing some tracking for my band, Lamech, and struggling on a couple just funky rhythm parts. And so I thought bringing this into my own practice would be a good idea and maybe help me solidify some stuff so my tracking gets a little bit easier and gets done a little bit quicker. So the funk exercise, we're going to play this, I don't even remember the name of this chord. It's like an E something, E7 something. So it's 7th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 7th fret. Okay, that's the chord. Now every time we see what I would call a slash like this, that's a strum. I shouldn't say a strum, it's an actual playing of the chord. The X's are a mute, a more percussive sound. So we got this, in this first measure is 1, E, and first beat, I should say. Whenever I'm teaching this to a student, I always go, hey, we're gonna play beat 1 a couple times in a row, just get that idea. Get them to copy the sound that I'm doing. All right, beat 2. A little bit harder because it's on those up strums that you're actually pressing down on the chord. Mute, strum, mute, strum. Should say mute chord, mute chord. And then 3 E and 4 E and So we got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So even before we do it with metronome, let's hear how fast 50 BPM is going to be. And 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and so it's like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and so you just want to get a sense of that timing without the metronome. You got to play it right though. All right, let's put the metronome in at 50 BPM. And 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and just get the mute. Now add the pattern. No, Nolwanda Twals? How's it going? I think I pronounced your name close. Probably wasn't. Are you practicing guitar? Are you practicing funk? I was just thinking as I was strumming through that, you know, a lot of what this exercise is teaching us is independence in our hands, right? This hand is doing something, it's pressing down on that chord while this hand keeps that strum going. And not letting one hand get pulled by the other one, which is, you know, it's always good to just start with that nice muted sound. So you're trying to say, hey, left hand, this is what I want you to sound like. This is what I want you to do. Keep this steady pace, pulse even. And then... All right, let's do a couple more at 50. And then we're going to try to do 1, 2, 3, 4 today, all at 50, all at 60. And then try to do it sets of like 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 90 over the next couple of weeks. 1 E and 2 E so let's move to the next pattern. Pattern 2. We'll probably get rid of this. So pattern 2 is 1 E and that's your first one. And then the 2 is 2 E and so it's the same as the last exercise. And then 3 E and 4 E and All right, let's do it. 50 BPM. 3 E and 4 E and 1. Things I'm thinking about is playing with less tension, you know, just really relaxing that arm as I'm playing. So if I'm practicing this for like a minute, just working through this at 50 BPM, I'm not just shutting my brain off. Sometimes I do. I really do shut my brain off a little bit too much. Or I get distracted. I'm like, did I get milk? I don't drink milk. Did I get it today? You know, if this exercise is easy for you right off the bat, think about the other things that you can do, making sure that your timing is just really tight. You know, making sure you're relaxing both hands, that on the chord aspect, you're not holding that too long. All those little things, and this is why you want to practice stuff at a slow tempo. You kind of try to affirm what you want to do at faster tempos. Okay, let's do a couple more 50s. Back to mute. Back to chords. Same thing on those upbeats. Don't let yourself get pulled out of time. All right, let's do 3. 3 has some more changes in it. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 that whole thing together, nice and slow. Let's hear 50 again. 2 and 3. So, you know, I want to keep pulling myself to hear what 50 BPM sounds like and then try to practice it without a metronome at 50. 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and... if I don't listen to that metronome before, I'm going to speed up right away. I'll speed up regardless, but I'm trying to pull it back a little bit. Try it. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E. So again, the reason I just keep repeating it, and in practice, like, here's the idea in my mind how these videos should work. These are my long format. Eventually, I'll do kind of like a short. Hey, here's 50 BPM on these three things, and then I'm gonna say pause, because the best thing you can do is hit pause, pull up a metronome on your own, and just start practicing through this thing. You know, and you should spend about 1 minute to 2 minutes on each one, and just really hearing like, I'm rushing this all the time. Well, that makes me early to get to this too. You know, those are the things that I'm trying to resolve in my playing. And you're not going to hear it if you're playing along with me. You need to stop the video, play it by yourself. These are more like, hey, here's a demonstration of it. Here's a demonstration of it. And 2 and 3 and my camera doesn't want to stay in focus. Mine. 3 and 4 and 1. Oh, cameras, why don't you do what I want you to do all the time? Hopefully it'll go back in focus in a second. Don't know why it's not. Sometimes cameras just don't listen. So just deal with being a little fuzzy today. And 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and see if we can resolve this issue a little bit. Sometimes things just don't work for you. This might be one of those times. Camera, see me. The good thing is nobody's actually watching right now. So at some point when this camera gets in focus, maybe never. This camera may never get in focus. Don't know why. It just doesn't want to agree with me today. All right, we're gonna try to ignore that. Clearly, I'm struggling to ignore that. This is just going to be live, getting camera in focus. There we go. There we go. See if it stays. 1 and 2. So just mutes for a sec to help me recalibrate. Distracted by my camera not working. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. let's do number 4 as that camera goes in and out of focus. Not distracting me at all. It's good to be distracted while you practice sometimes. Forces you to think a little bit more. So let's learn this pattern on the fly. So 50, 60, I'm just going to work on 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go up to 55. And then long term, my goal would be 50, 60, 70. If you guys need to, though, obviously. Like I said, set a metronome. Work on it on your own. Let's do number 2, and then I'm out of time for today, and we'll go from there. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a Alright guys, that's what I have time for today. I'm going to keep on working this. I'm going to take like the next week and just really try to bring my strumming game up to a next level. And I'll kind of do a little series of that as I break it down. If you guys want to help support us, or if you guys want this sheet music, become a member at musicbythemeasureспro.com, and I'll talk